Hi everyone and welcome to Click Intelligence Notebook. In this series we'll be focusing on Business Owner's Guide to SEO. In the first video I'll be talking about Screaming Frog. For those who don't know, Screaming Frog is a desktop based web crawler that enables you to crawl, explore and investigate website URL data. In this video I'm going to be talking about the basic features of Screaming Frog along with some advanced features. Let's jump right into this. Screaming Frog has two types of licenses, free and paid. The free version allows you to crawl 500 pages and doesn't let you to configure the settings. So great to get started, but if for advanced viewers, the full version is needed. I'll be showing you the full version. For this example, I'm using pcworld.co.uk. To start crawling, you copy and paste the URL you'd like to crawl into the search box and click start. After a few seconds you'll start to see some of the URLs being crawled and data started to be collected. This is the main kind of dashboard and kind of the background of what you're going to see throughout the crawling process. So let's talk through this. So at the top navigation, we've got address, content, status code, status, type, title 1 length, title pixel width, meta description length, and so on and so forth. We've got keywords also. It talks about H1s, H2s, and also meta robots, which again are very important, and canonical information. And down to here, any other redirect information as well, redirect URL. On the right hand side, we have totals of the type of data types that's collecting, and just below, if you highlight a URL, you're then presented with information here in terms of kind of free ones and any other information that that Screaming Frog has been able to pick up. So I'm going to stop it right there. We've got some data to play with here. So at the moment we got this as internal only. So this is only going to show us URLs that are internal URLs of that domain. So only URLs that start with pcworld.co.uk/. If we want to see what URLs are being crawled but then pointing to other websites, as you can see here, PCWorld are using pcworld.cdns, which .dixons.com, which is going to be an image. So good use of kind of CDNs there for page load and speed. We go down here, you've got curries, and you get the right idea. We can see exactly where they got links pointing from their domain to other domains. Perfect. Got protocol, response codes, URL, page titles if you don't want to see that, meta descriptions, meta keywords, H1s, H2s, images, hrang lang, Ajax, custom, analytics and search console if you wanted that information. You can actually also export this information, literally just this data that you can see on screen at any time by clicking on the export button here. So let's go down and start looking at a bit more of the kind of the advanced features. So at the moment I've got this as a straight crawl. I'm not asking Screaming Frog to do anything special, just literally do a very basic crawl. So what happens if, let's say, we don't want to view images, we don't want to view any of the files, but just the raw HTML kind of landing pages that we'd view on a website. So to do that, we got to make sure we have a sitemap. So PCWorld, kindly enough, have a sitemap. So we're going to clear this here. And what we do here, we go to mode, list, and then we have an option here. So from file, into manually, paste, download sitemap index. PCWorld don't actually have a sitemap index sitemap. They just literally have a download sitemap URL, which is this. So in this scenario, let's say you did have lots of individual sitemaps for your categories. You would then be able to literally select a category sitemap and put it in here to crawl a certain category that you wanted to crawl. People don't have that feature through their sitemaps. Their sitemaps aren't split into a granular fashion, so we literally just have the sitemap.xml URL, and we click on this, and it literally brings me the 12,934 URLs which are in that sitemap, which is literally just for sitemap URLs. This aren't images or any other file URLs there. So we're going to go like that again. Sorry, if I was PC World, I can say I need to do some work on my sitemaps. You can see some 301s, 302s and 404s in there. As everyone knows, you want to make sure you only have two 200s, status code 200s where you can do. So this is a good example of kind of how you would give structured information to Screaming Frog to crawl. Another example would be where, let's say you've got your you've got your sitemap like so. Let's move over in an Excel format, and you only wanted to let's say crawl, let's say top 100 or something. So we select the top 100. That's probably more than 100 now. Okay, it doesn't really matter. 300 odd. Let's close that down. We're going to stop this again, clear. I'm going to upload. We're going to go paste this time. So I've just pasted the 304 URLs from Excel. So you can see that might be useful. Let's say you've got all your, you've done a crawl, and you want to start splitting out your all your URLs into sitemaps yourself. And you do that, and you kind of click OK, let it crawl for 300. Might take a bit of time. I'm going to show you in a minute. A little while how to actually speed up Screaming Frog so you can do this process. So let's say that's fine, we can stop there. Let's say you want to create a sitemap out that data. Now you click on sitemaps, create XML sitemap. That's fine. Settings is cool. Desktop, sitemap underscore 1 for instance, or you could do it as kind of product landing pages. Whatever you want to call it, and then you go save, and that then goes on desktop in a nice clean XML format, HTML file for you. Well, it's in a XML file for you. So that's really useful. Let's just jump into some additional features here. So let's go back to clear. Let's do mode spider. We got let's just grab PC World again, because I want to start looking at potentially, okay, we can do normal crawl, but actually can we introduce some additional features? So let that get some data there. So let's do configuration. So this is a really useful feature. Yes, you can tell Screaming Frog to crawl a certain amount of URLs if you input that information in Screaming Frog, but then you can actually say to Screaming Frog, I don't want to view images, don't care about CSS, don't care about JavaScript, don't really care about external links either. And then you can start to, let's say, okay, don't crawl canonicals. And we go okay again, we resume, you'd actually get a far less amount of data, and you can resegment down to actually what you care about. We'll stop there again. So let's go back to the configuration. Let's just click on the other stuff again, because we don't really care, that's fine. You can talk about limits as well, so limit search total, limit search depth. So if you only want to kind of you only want to go down 3 or 4 kind of categories, not a whole website, you can conform it to do what you need to do. Max length of the crawl, limit max fold depth, limit number of query strings, so on and so forth. Rendering, so you can change the rendering there, and then a lot more advanced, respect rel next and rel prev. So if you've got a really recent website, probably the standard features will do really well. If you've got more, got more than 10,000 URLs, and you want to start getting really advanced with your crawling, then you would kind of delve into this and kind of make some configuration changes. So if I'm honest with you, I normally hang around in the basics play around a little bit around my limits. On a couple of clients, probably worked on advanced, but normally it's just basic limits will get the job done for you. I think one recently example was like when I used the basic configuration, is where a client's come along and said, look, we got a new website. It's on a staging server. Google can't view it, but can you start the migration job? That's completely fine. So at that point, what you want to be looking at is if you literally, if it's being blocked by Google, and you put in Screaming Frog, you're basically going to get nothing. It'll be zero, because Screaming Frog won't crawl anything back. Kind of Google can't crawl. However, what you can do in here is to say that you want to, not to follow internal no-follow, not to follow external no-follow, and actually basically click on to say, you actually want to follow it. So then actually at that point, when you go and click on the start, you can then basically, Screaming Frog will then ignore all the no follows and just basically follow the whole URL. So that's a really handy tip. So when you have a station site and you think, I can't crawl it because Google can't crawl it, actually you can configure it that Screaming Frog can crawl it, and you can get all the data that you want, and you can then export it, and from there you can start working on your kind of 301 migration document. So that's that's really useful. So we talked about the kind of the basic limits, rendering, advanced, and kind of preferences within the spider configuration. Let's jump into the speed, which is quite important. So if you've got 500 URLs, you probably sell it off, go and get a cup of tea, come back, it's done. Well, if you've got more, let's say 10,000, between 10,000 to 1 million URLs, it's going to take some time. You'd probably already would have split out, split out your sitemaps, and then you work by crawling each sitemap as you go along. But if you want to speed things up, you can increase the amount of threads, so you can go to 50 and it'll be a lot quicker, and you'll see down here it should, well, there you go, it speeds up nicely for you. Again, of course, on an average website should be fine. If there's any issues with the URLs, or there's lots of redirects, lots of client calls, it's going to slow down the situation. But there are things you can do with speed, as I said there. So that's useful. So you got the speed. Let's go into HTTP header. So let's say you want to change the, to be, I want to be Googlebot, I want to be Bingbot, I want to be Slurp. So you have the option to basically change your user agent, so you can check how your website and how it crawls to different user agents. So that's useful. And then the last thing I think we want to discuss is probably the proxy. So if you feel that you're kind of hitting a website quite often, you can always put address and that kind of AIP address in there as well. Other things to kind of note on this is the fact that it's pretty much unlimited up to a point. You will, if you're on a website that has kind of 10 billion URLs, you're gonna split down sitemaps within this to be able for Screaming Frog to crawl. It will have issues with memory, but there is a really good FAQ section on the Screaming Frog website that tells you how to increase your memory, but you will have to save and then export and then restart from where you started before. So basically your piece doesn't freeze. So I think that's the kind of advanced features and basic features of Screaming Frog. It's a great kind of crawling piece of software. I use it on a daily basis. It's great for finding kind of major problems, and it saves me a huge amount of time. So thank you for listening, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.